All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to you, Confusion of Faith brothers, bringing out this word in sincerity and in faith. Call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Kwadash, Brakatham. To the sincere and hopeful elect. And the title of this video, right? I was watching one of the apostles, and man, he just said this phrase, and it was just a perfect phrase for this video or for a video. And the title is, if you take the chip, you can't get in the ship. And that really just resonated with me, man, because the thing of it is, the mark of the beast, right, is the FRID microchip, the RFID microchip, whatever whatever the case is. It's the microchip, whatever it's called, and it's gonna be implemented worldwide, okay? And those that don't take it are gonna be put to death, and a certain number is gonna be allotted to be saved, man. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 15. So this is after the 7 plagues come upon the earth and whatnot. Okay, so it says, verse 1, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and the song of the Lamb, right, which is Yahweh Shai, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Lord power almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. So at this point in time, the punishments that the Lord has sanctioned upon the earth are going to come to fruition, right? And they were in the chariot, right? So that's why it says right here, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, right? And it says, and after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was open. And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who liveth forever and ever. The temple was filled with smoke from the glory of power, and from his power, and no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. So there's not going to be a point in which you're going to escape these judgments, you know what I mean? Because the Lord isn't going to allow for us to just instantly escape this, you know what I mean? So that's why it says that no man was able to enter the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled, because the Lord has a certain punishments allotted for all of us, you know what I mean? And it says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. Right, so you guys who got the mark of the beast, this is what's going to happen to y'all. And it says, and upon them which worship his image. The second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and became as the blood of a dead man. Right? And every living soul died in the sea. So the Lord is putting people to death here. You know what I mean? And it says, and the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and wast and shall be, because thou hast judged us. Right? So the people so the people of the Lord, right, along with the angels, understand that this process, right, is a judging, and that it's a righteous judgment. You see, all you other bucking up, I can't get right niggas, right? All y'all are gonna say is, oh, why? You know, when you know why you're being judged, man. You know why you're being judged. All right, and it says, for they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another out of the altar say, Even so, Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. The fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and the power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of power, which hath power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. So you 1/3, right, are going to continue to talk y'all shit, despite what happens, right? 2/3 of Israel is not going to turn away from their transgressions, right? So that's the whole meaning of reading this. If you take the chip, you're not getting in the ship, man. Point blank, period. You think that the Lord is going to allow even one? You think the Lord is going to allow one Edomite into the chariots, man? No. You think he's going to allow one guy who got the mark of the beast into the chariots? No. If you don't fit the qualifications, right, you're not getting in. It's a lot like the club. You know, you may be able to get into the club at 18, all right, but you can't go into the VIP section till you're 21. So they put the X's on your hands, and you can't go to that certain VIP section. Hey, man, those chariots are going to be the most important ride you've ever gotten. It's going to be like your first job interview ride. You know, when you got your first job and you needed a ride to that job, those chariot rides are going to be 77 times more important. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, first of all, if you take the mark of the beast, you ain't getting on the chariots, man. You know, that's facts, man. Period. But anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. And it says, and the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the power of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds. So you got a lot of these people, man, who are still, no matter what happens, they're not going to turn their ways, especially Esau. Esau's ass, until he gets fully destroyed, he's always going to be a proud motherfucker, man. Verse 12, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings of the east might be prepared, right? Because the Lord is getting ready for that wedding, right? And we are the brides, right? And the Lord is the bridegroom, and righteousness is going to be bestowed upon the earth. So this is him preparing, right? Preparing righteousness on the earth. And it says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash Almighty. All right, and this is going to be the Lord, right, through those unclean spirits, through those 3 unclean spirits, through the dragon, right, which can be attributed to the so-called white man. These 3 unclean spirits are basically going to set up, right, the battle of Armageddon, right? And it says, Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, right? So the garments is this word, the proper doctrine of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And it says, lest he walk naked and they see his shame, right? Because when the angels come, right, in the chariots, if you don't have the mark of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai on you, the angel is permitted to kill you. You know, the angels have been authorized to use deadly force. You know, it says, and he gathered them into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. You know what I mean? And it says, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, it is done. So this is going to be the end, man. It says, and there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. So you know, all that. San Francisco is going to be underwater. You know, certain parts of New York, man, are going to be underwater. You know, whatever part of the earth, you know what I mean, that you think is going to be solidified, it's going to be all tore up, man. There's going to be schisms in the earth. Tectonic plates are going to be moving, earthquakes, volcanoes. When the coming of the Most High God, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, comes to this place, man, the people will be screaming at the top of their lungs, right? And when they see the angels and the majesties and the miracles, they're going to scream at the top of their lungs in not only amazement, but in fear, because they don't understand the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and what he's doing. But see, the men of the Lord who are watching, who are keeping their garments on, have a full understanding of the things that are taking place. And that's why the Lord calls us watchmen, because we watch these things take place, you know. It says, and the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed Yahweh Hashem Yahushai because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceedingly great. So you're gonna be seeing things coming out of the sky. You know what I mean? You're gonna see apparitions, man. You're gonna see evil spirits taking people, and that's why you had the movie Bird Box recently. You know what I mean? And they know that that's coming, man. And they know that this hail is coming, and it can be physical hail, right? Most likely it's gonna be physical hail mixed with also what you would call meteorites. You know what I mean? Meteorites, meteors, whatever the fuck you want to call them. You know what I mean? Those are going to be coming in heavy, right? And the 2/3, along with Esau and the heathens, are going to be cursing out the Most High for the judgments. But the men of the Lord, you know, the 144,000, and the 1/3 are going to turn to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and ask for forgiveness. You know what I mean? And be sanctified for that, and be invited to the wedding. This is the last few verses, and I'm in the video. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And by the way, if you take the chip, you're not getting into the ship, man. You're not getting into the ship if you take the chip. Because let me tell you something, man. It's no participation awards in this thing, man. You will earn your spot on that chariot. You're not going to just get it given to you. It's not going to happen. You're going to work for it. You're going to have to jump through these hoops, man. You see, because the Lord is all about stumbling blocks, and you may make it to the 8th stumbling block, and the 9th stumbling block is what gets you, you know. So just realize that if you're looking upon man for answers, man, you're not gonna get it, right? You gotta, first of all, you gotta go to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? And then you gotta go to the men that he's dealing with, which is the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. But anyways, there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, saying to John, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And who is that great whore? America, right? America has a base everywhere on the earth, right? And this is really, this is a blessing that John saw this, because he's telling us, right? He's telling the men of the Lord. And it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. So, the diplomats and the presidents of all these different nations have come to America through UN meetings and different things, right? And they're treated with the most decadent foods, the finest women, right? Because they're the kings of the earth for now. And not only that, but they committed fornication with America by adopting its ideals, you know what I mean? And its customs, which are basically Babylonian, and goes back to the Roman Empire, which is just basically Edomite supremacy. And it says, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So they believe, right? These people believe in the American lies and, the Edomite system, man. And it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Right? And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So this place, right, Babylon the Great, aka America, is the biggest place for the most evil things you could ever think of, man. It says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Right? Which is the NATO and the EU, man. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, right, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, right? And that bottomless pit is this land, right, America, right? And it says, and they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. So you 2/3, and you heathens, man, and you Edomites, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is, you know what I mean? Because at the time it wasn't there, right? So now it's here, right? And it's going to be, you know. So this is prophecy. It says, and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, so these different countries, right? These are the basically the beast in which America rides on, you know what I mean? Because without the beast, really the woman is powerless. And without her, basically committing spiritual fornication with the whole world, she's powerless. And that's what these heathens are going to realize, is that this woman, right, Babylon the Great, is powerless. And they're going to all heap their missiles upon her, man. And it says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. All right. So that 8th beast is Rome, man. The whole Roman Empire, man, which includes America, because that last beast, right, is this system, right? Because this is all modeled after Rome. And it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So for a certain amount of time, they're going to be side to side with the beast. And it says, these have one mind. So they're all in one accord. Well, it's not like the EU is saying, hey, let's spare them, and NATO wants to attack. No, everybody wants to attack, man. And it says, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So that's why you have, everybody has UN rules and regulations that they have to follow, and that's what you call international law. You understand? Because they all have to fall under that beast system. No matter what country you are, if you're part of NATO or the EU, you have to follow those international laws. You know what I mean? And that ultimately those international laws are run by the bankers, right? Who are the Edomites, right? And the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And you Edomites are going into slavery. You heathen nations, right? Y'all are going into slavery, not as hardcore as slavery, but slavery nonetheless. And you 2/3 niggas, man, are not gonna have slavery come upon you. But the shame that you'll feel, you're gonna want to go into slavery, you know. But your punishment is going to see. You're really the 2/3 punishment is seeing the meteoric rise of the 1/3 and the 144,000, man. So. Name of this video, if you take the chip, you ain't getting in the shit, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekakwadash. Death to this system, death to Babylon, and shalom to the whole full elect.